There we go. Welcome everybody to our Tuesday night chat. And now the dog is literally, I said just before we started, the dog has been perfectly silent, and as soon as we go live she's going to start, and she's just started whining. Tuesday night. So we've got quite a lot of us on. It was just going to be me, Mike and Pink, and the beard has decided to grace us with his presence. So it's been a long time, but Billy's here.
Hello everyone. Sorry I've been absent for so long. I'm on the mend. In answer to all the questions, I'm on the mend. I'm still a bit rough, but I'm on the mend, thank you.
So yeah, it's been a while, but you've been doing everything you can, haven't you?
I have. Yes, I've done as much as I can, which I admit hasn't been a lot, and I'm hoping to get some hobby done this week, but it will be the first proper hobby in quite some time. But I'm hoping to get my Gene Stealer unit painted.
There's a lot of love for you anyway. We'll go through the chat in a moment, and I think it's just swarmed with Phil comments. So the other person
thank you all.
we have got on the chat is Rachel. So Rachel wasn't going to be here. She is. Although she's
muted at the moment.
Rachel is here in spirit. So yes, Pink is here.
Hey guys.
I thought he was going to be muted then as well. And then Mike is here.
Hello.
Next time you're all just going to mute yourself. It's just me, myself, and I.
Just leave you to it.
Okay, let me go through who's in the chat first of all before we go on to what we're actually talking about tonight. Phil is going to try and do an hour with us, so if it goes longer than an hour, he will back out because he will need rest. So that's just a heads up early on. One thing before I go through the comments, actually, if you're watching this back, so obviously everyone who's in here now can ask us anything they want, but if you're watching this back as a pre-recorded show afterwards, leave in the comment below, if you wouldn't mind, a question for any of us to answer, and we'll collate it and we'll use it for the next show. And just for some more, we can do topics, so anything you want to talk about, any questions specifically, just put it in the comments after the show's been through, which is when you'll be watching this, and yeah, we'll collate them. Anybody who's watching this as well, if you've got any topics or questions, leave it in the chat and we can do the live Q&A as well. Anyway, let's have a look who's here.
I'm reading the comment about Mike.
About what?
Magic Mike. Red Cuffs asked this. Mike's got his underpants on his head.
Are you wearing your beanie, Mike?
Chuckle. I'm sorry.
Mike?
Yes.
Yes, he is wearing his beanie. It's not pants, it's his beanie.
Yeah, it's definitely not pants, not this time.
So the first in the chat this week was Patrick Metzger. So well done for being first. That was potentially 11 or 12 o'clock in the, well, this morning going into the afternoon. Then we've had Stalker 40k. We have Furious George, who's going to miss the live show because he's got classes this morning, which is a bit of a shame, but he'll watch it back later, so no problem. Karanis, and we've been chatting to Karanis for a little bit about 3D design and rendering, which is something I'm looking at the moment myself, and it's probably something relatable to wargaming, so we could definitely do a show on that at a later point, talking about the 3D rendering process and how they become miniatures, because obviously that's how a lot of Kickstarters and a lot of other miniature companies now work. They get somebody to render it and then they create a miniature range. So that was quite interesting. We have... Oh, there's a lot of chat there. I'm just going to keep going through that and try not to skip it too much. I don't know if I've thanked Patrick on stream as well yet, but Patrick sent us some more stuff. We've got 3 bolt action buildings. They're from Foreground, so they're on the way, which are going to be used in our bolt action games. So for anybody who doesn't know, we're starting bolt action, and myself and Mike are actually going to Warlord Games tomorrow. We've organised a demo game so we can learn how to play. They're also going to go through how to build the army, depending on which theatre of war we're doing. And I think from one of our commenters, they recommended what was it, Phil? How do you pronounce it? Is it Antizo or something like that?
Anzo, I think. I don't think you pronounced the I.
Oh, Anzo.
So
Anzo.
Yeah, Anzo. Yeah.
So we're going to do
it's
that.
The Italian campaign, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, it was something like, was it Shingle, the Shingle Landing or something like that? I can't remember now.
I don't know.
Somebody will know out there. Somebody will know out there.
Because Osprey sent us the army book, so we've got the armies of Germany, armies of US and things, and it's just got in the back, it says the Western Front, defence of Italy, which is 43 to 44. June 43, as the Battle of Kursk was still raging on the Eastern Front, the Western Allies launched Operation Husky, the invasion of Sicily from North Africa, as a stepping stone to the invasion of the Italian mainland. So it goes into that. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that. Anyway, let's keep going in the chat. It's quite a lot of people, actually, straight away. So thank you to everyone who has come for that. Horny Morning, Dragon Fleet. Here we go, I've got to the start now. So Dragon Fleet, Horny Morning, Ben B. Hi, everyone. First time catching one of these live. Welcome, Ben. Thanks for joining. Johnsonator, Lord Tattoo, Frank Storm. Thank you for sharing the live stream as well, Frank. Red Cuffs with the Howling Mad Cat being AWOL. We have Tim Lawrence, Frost and Fists. Saying Phil is back. Everyone saying hey, Phil. Kablams. Devon Hoff Felix. Dark Artisan, welcome. Big Mech Dan School, Johnny Rockstar, Sean Jewett, Scott Beale from Bethlehem. Is that Bethlehem? Yeah, Pennsylvania. Welcome. Graham Rigg, Thordelum de Caladai. Oh no, I've skipped. Elst Nation. Hello, Elster Nation. Errant Painting. I really want to get into Bolt Action, but I don't know anyone who's playing. Just find some people, just give them an army and start playing it with them. That's kind of what me and Mike are doing. We've just decided to start it. And Phil's got the Soviet Union waiting for him as well. So as soon as he's ready to move on to some Bolt Action, he's got those to pick up.
I'm excited about that.
Frost and Fist, hi Rachel, Pink, hashtag Magic Mike, and Sam. Wouldn't want you to feel left out, Sam. Thank you, Frost and Fist. Too much 40k stuff to do. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. So when I did... Actually, I'm going to bring this up. If I can do it. Last week, I was saying I created a spreadsheet with the help of Pink on this Primaris list. So let me see if I can zoom out. Oh no, it doesn't want to work. Created this spreadsheet. So I can click on these and make my army list in Excel. So I've got all of the entries for the Primaris. I then decided to do one for the Marine reference. So I went and did all of the HQ options for Marines. So all of the options they can have with the weapons in case I wanted to have more choice to add on to the Primaris. And then because Rachel's got Custodians as well, and she's mixing in some Astra Telepathica. I can't pronounce it. We've got Primaris Psychers. Telepathica, that's it. And the Custodian Guards and all of the choices that are available for that and the Assassin. So I've just been making spreadsheets. I am actually getting ready to start building those armies soon. Slippy Tiger's here. Anyway, so what are we talking about today? Does anybody know? Did anyone read the title of the show?
Something about the rule of one for Age of Sigmar. I definitely remember that bit. Then there was something about something I definitely don't know anything about. And then some other stuff.
Well, there's 40k new releases.
Oh, yeah.
And we have the new codexes which are going to be released, so we've got to talk about that. That's Chaos and Grey Knights. And then we've also got the Rule of One. Right, so let's go on to the Rule of One and then we can have people's thoughts. So this was released by the Warhammer community team. Balanced, diverse, fun, matched play in the Generals Handbook. And I think we can all agree that the Generals Handbook was a welcome addition to Age of Sigmar. The new version, I think, is just going to be even more choice and options to play games.
When's it due out?
I think it's August. Well, we're in August now, so by the end of this month, we should have this out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've not played Age of Sigmar for a while, so it'd be nice to have a game, and this would be a good thing to wake me up a little bit and to give it a go.
I mean, it's nice. I've only played the 2 40k games at the moment, but me and Mike played Age of Sigmar yesterday. That's for another battle report, which I think we'll probably release, not this Sunday, because you're going to release the 40k one for premium. So there'll be another premium one. And then the following week, we'll release the YouTube Or I might, you know what, I might do another premium because we need to do some more premium content. So I might just release the Age of Sigmar game that me and Mike played on premium as well. So we'll have 2 weeks of premium content, and then we'll release the game that Mike and Dave had a couple of weeks ago. We'll release that on maybe even premium again. We'll just have 3 premium battle reports. But that one was Eldar and Necrons.
Yeah, the 40k one is Tyrannid and Nurgle Demons, but it's got a couple of Forge World models in there, so it's quite interesting because Jack picked up the Forge World 40k Demon data slates, and they put that huge soul grinder, but it's not called that. It's called a Plague Brute or something like that. It's absolutely huge. Plague Hulk, that's right. And he also had someone like, it was something like Marmon Undesirable or something like that, or the Disturbed or something like that. Either way, they were both incredibly filthy. They were fantastic, but they were filthy. So worth a watch.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to watching it because I know you filmed this before you were ill, so it's been like 4 weeks of anticipation to see what this game was about. Because I'm literally waiting for more 40k games to watch, and yeah, it's quite because you know when we obviously film our own games, don't we? So when you release a battle report, I sit and watch it. I sit and watch through it all anyway, just because it's quite interesting. I know you probably get bored of mine. You watch half of them, and you haven't got time.
It's kept me going while I've been horizontal. I was even watching a battle report in the hospital, trying to explain to a nurse what it was all about. Looking at me, shaking the head, going, "I think you've had enough morphine now." It's just like
that's some strong chat there, Phil.
What have we got in the chat? Hold on, I'm missing it. I'm going to try and keep up.
Quick fire.
Aaron's saying he's already painting 40k for most of his friends, but I'll probably end up creating 2 forces for bolt action and force somebody to play. That sounds like a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Kiblams is saying it's too early for him to get aroused by spreadsheets. That's fair enough. Akari is saying, okay, so we've got the first question. It's not a question. What do you get when you cross a Rachel with a Dreadsaurian? And the answer is a Red Saurian. And then he's also clarified why. It's because she's ginger. When you have to explain it, Akaria, it's not. I like the attempt, though. The Dreadsaurian will be getting clean soon as well, because I said I had a pretty exciting project to start for my 40k Black Dragons, but it was going to have to wait until something was done. So I've got these, and if anybody's used this before, you'll know what I'm about to do with it, or there's an idea of what I'm going to do with it. So keep an eye on the updates, because I'm going to film that soon, and if it works, it should be pretty nice and individual. Slaughtered. So Patrick's saying, so you slaughtered Mike with his poor Scaven. Me and Mike did play a game of Age of Sigmar, but we will not reveal the outcome until you get to see it. It can go either way with those, with the lists that we took, because what did you take this time, Mike?
Yeah, I had Thankful on my 1,000 points this time.
Dirty Thankful with his, what are the weapons called? The flame things.
Warp 5 projectors.
Yeah, and they sound as nasty as they actually are. It's just
with 2d6 mortal wounds, so yeah.
2d6 flat mortal wounds. It's pretty devastating stuff. So, yeah, Thankful was nasty and scary, and he's a mage as well, which I didn't realise until the first turn. Again, we're not going to reveal it.
The thing is, a lot of the time people forget with that model, because you just see the giant rat, you forget there's a little Greyseer on top of it as well.
Yeah, I didn't even realise there was a rat on it, because you said this is Thankful. That's not Thankful. The big thing's Thankful. You're like, no, the little rat at the back's Thankful. You may as well remove it and just put a bigger brain on the other thing instead. That would be cool. UK. So what else is there? Adrian Trevor. Oh, it skipped. Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Welcome back, Phil. Johnson 80. All hail chaos. Karanis saying #want to see Mike win AoS. UK Pagan. Where hay Phil's alive. Horny Morning, I tried the same when I got my hip replacement a few weeks back. It did not go well. You're doing better now, though, aren't you, Phil? Which is a positive thing.
I'm better. I'm home again, and I am doing half days at work as well. But that's about all I can manage at the moment.
Yeah,
but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yes. That's why I ended up back in hospital, because I got told off by the doctors.
And your wife.
And everybody else.
Yeah. Jim Wilson, oh no, Slippy Tiger, shouldn't that be a cousin Itosaurus? Yes, that's exactly what Rachel would be. Cousin Itosaurus. Jim Wilson's, welcome Jim. Bartman, shameless self-promotion, Instagram, @Trolls und Panzer. That's nice. Just join the chat and self-promote. We should promote our own Instagram, really, because we don't really do anything with it other than post up random pictures of me and Rachel just about to film a game. Actually, I need to post to Instagram. That's reminding me. So thank you, Bartman.
What else is Instagram for?
Yeah, I think I did more uploads to Instagram when we were on holiday than I have done outside of being on. Dordalim de Caladai, dyeing your beard, Sam. I wouldn't dye it ginger. Ginger would not be my colour of choice if I was dyeing my beard.
Right.
And it's Thanquil Bone Ripper. There we go.
I have made a decision about my beard, by the way.
Yes, it's quite big.
I think I'm gonna plait it. I'm gonna grow it and plait it.
You told me last week, well, a couple of weeks ago about this, didn't you? And I think it's the definite way to go.
So yeah, look forward to a plait getting developed at some point. I'm not quite sure how long I'm gonna have to grow it for, but I'm gonna go full Viking, and I might start Space Wolves.
Well, I've still got. I know. What's his name? I think it was Chris said he was going to buy them off me, but he said he was going to contact me on Facebook because I've still got my 30k Space Wolves. So if he doesn't contact me, he can have them. So they're in a case, and that's the start of your Space Wolves. And you just do a quick airbrush, done. For the greater good, Tau Empire Phil, it's great to see you back. Please never leave us with them again. It wasn't the same without you.
Okay, that's enough now.
Right,
you're making me blush.
Writer Sophie Stevens, if you're not familiar with Grayskull, Grayseer Thanquil, read the Gotrek and Felix novels from Black Library. He is the most unsuccessful antagonist ever, but always lives to see another day. I think that's how Mike plays them as well, isn't it, Mike? You flee. When stuff doesn't go well. Actually, you know what? In terms of heroic battles, Mike definitely plays Skaven like they're something else. He doesn't play them like Skaven. I think I'd say dwarves. Not dwarves. Ironjaws. You play Skaven like Ironjaws, Mike. You're playing the wrong army.
Possibly.
I think we should give Mike the special rule, which is unsuccessful antagonist.
Yeah.
It's just
that's another tag.
Enables him to come back at the end of the game if he died at some point. He comes back on the last turn.
Viking Phil says Kablams. Chris is in the chat. Oops, forgot. Feel free to give them to Phil because I've got no monies. Okay, well there you go then. Space Wolves Army. Courier. Sam doesn't die. He calls it pre-shading. Plaited beard, life like a true Fenrisian. That's definitely right. And then Kablams, is Mike okay? Got a look of horror for a moment. Are you okay, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good.
What are you horrified by? I don't know what the look of horror would be for.
Well, I can hear noise, and I don't know if it's coming from the mic. So.
Oh, you mean in your house?
Yeah.
Gonna get people on the chat talking, are they?
Okay, I can hear movement
in the walls behind you. Big
That does sound terrifying.
Yeah. Look of horror. Anyway, right, let's get on to what we're doing show-wise. Let me open up the browser. And what were we talking about? Age of Sigmar. I just wondered. Rachel's just gone out of the house. She's just come back in. I wondered where she'd gone. So they're introducing 2 new rules of 1. So we already had 3 from before. It's saying, firstly, the roll for priority at the beginning of each round battle cannot be modified or re-rolled. We need to... Rachel, are you there? We'll come back to that one, because that one does actually affect Rachel quite a bit. The other one was you're not allowed no artifact of power or similar item can be taken more than once in the same army. For example, an army cannot include 2 obsidian blades. So I don't think that's a big issue. I don't think, you know, me and Pink were saying before, the battle brew on destruction is really, really powerful. And I don't think there's been many games, if any, where I've taken 2 battle brews. So,
but you could if you'd wanted to.
Could have done. So it's probably good that they've restricted it for the matched play, which is what it's for.
Yeah.
Don't think there's any problem with that. If anyone thinks anything about that, let us know. Some of the existing rules of 1 have had adjustments as well. So the always rolling a 1, which always failed regardless. The flip side now is rolling a 6 will always succeed. So that's quite good to put that in. And they've also put in the massive regiment change. So they've put in some of the bigger units, and this is again for you, Mike, with your clan rats. The full-size regiment of clan rats is now 40 points cheaper than it was before.
That's really good.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So now you can actually use the clan rats. Thank you, Oliver Vogt, for subscribing. So it says, fill out your battle line slots in a 200-point Verminous army like this, and you'll save enough points for an allied Death Runner. So the Death Runner, isn't that from Warhammer Quest?
I'm not sure.
That's
interesting. It might be their new name or something. It sounds like an Eshin model or something like that.
And I don't know the Scaven units well enough, but I could have sworn the Death Runner was from Warhammer Quest. Might not be though. But that'd be cool if you can just take a couple of the characters from there and use it in your Age of Sigmar games.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem I'm still having is because I'm still relatively new to fantasy, aren't I? Because I didn't really play that much of 8th, and I've played a decent amount of Age of Sigmar, but I'm still not great when it comes to lists. Normally because I'm limited on what models I've got, that I don't really know how to field them. So it's like the biggest issue that I always have is always the clan rats, because in most lists that I do, it's normally I'm taking just the 10 and I take 2 units and just so I've got the minimum battle line, which a lot of the time comes back to bite me.
You were struggling because of the clan Scryer. That's what you want to do mainly, isn't it? But you restricted on so many things, and the allies is interesting. I think you will need to probably get some more clan rats at some point just to get your battle line.
Well, I've got more. I've just it's getting them all painted and stuff, which was one of the other issues with doing rats. There's a lot of them.
Well, saying that, I'm just looking at this. Your storm vermin, they're verminous, aren't they?
Yes.
So why don't you just do your storm vermin and your clan rats, and then just play it as that? You don't need to play a Scryer army, do you?
No, but the biggest thing with that was when Sigmar started. Well, it was just before Age Sigmar hit. I'd roughly, because it was a case of you could take whatever you want, I took the cool looking models. So I wanted them Storm Fiends, Thanquil, and Storm Vermin. That was going to be my army. But then obviously when they put the points in, and then he went back to you were needing a battle line as the equivalent of what core was. Storm Vermin were core before in 8th, whereas now they're not. They're not even a battle line. So it made it quite difficult to what I could do, because at a Scryer I could use the Storm Fiends as the battle lines, but then it means everything has to be Scryer in the list if I've got that right. Yeah. And I think it means then I can't take the Storm Vermin.
Okay, we'll have to look at it again. And the chat, go on, Pink.
No, I was just going to say I think he's right though.
I think it's a case of if I was going to have because I've got 2 units of Storm Fiends, so I could do it. But the problem I've got then is you're filling most of the rest list out with weapon teams and stuff like that I haven't got enough of to really, because I think I'd done a 1,000-point list before, but it wasn't very good. It really wasn't very good. So I think there's going to be a lot of tweaking and possibly extra additions I've got to add into it. And then see what's what with that. But hopefully with the new handbook, there may be options that work for me.
Okay. I'm just looking at that anyway. We're going to go through the chat. Scott Beale saying, Phil, if you're going to do the Viking, you're going Viking with your beard, you need to do a mohawk as well.
Well, if anybody's seen the top of my head on battle reports, that's quite a challenge. I can maybe do a Coco the Clown head. Horizontal mohawk, maybe. But
you've got the red hat, you know, the biker hat. Just wear that every single time. It's fine. John Snate is asking what you're working on tonight, Pink.
Just trying to finish up my towel for the WGO Chronicles. As always, I'm a little bit behind. So I think quite a few people are behind on that. Have you assembled all yours, Sam?
I've not assembled. I've done the librarian, and even that's not finished. But I'm thinking, are you going to the tournament at? So where the studio is, for anybody who doesn't know, there is the it's the consortium basically. So there's a shop there, and there's also the gaming club, the local Leamington Gaming Club. So there's a tournament which is on, I think it was this Sunday coming, and it's an escalation style tournament. So you start with 750 points, then you play a game after that with another 250 added. Then you play another game afterwards with another 250, and then the final game with another 250. So you end up playing your final game at 1,500 points. So that's on this Sunday. The tickets are £10, and I think they've got 4 spaces left at the moment. So I didn't know if you were going to be going to that already, Pink, or you would. Oh no, you're away, aren't you? You're away.
Yeah, I'm away on a stag do.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Maybe getting the custodians finished so that I can turn up for that. But
that'd be cool. Have you got enough for the 1,500?
If I can get the Land Raider and maybe an Assassin and the Custodes Dreadnought done, I think. But obviously, I'm away at Warlord with Mike tomorrow. I've still got. I need to do another premium video for Friday, and what else have we got? Battle report. I'm editing the one battle report at the moment, so I've got a lot to do before Sunday. So I don't know.
That's all right. Just spray it golden. I mean, that looked like that was all that they'd done on the box art.
I'm not playing unless they're done. I don't play because they have to be sealed. I know.
I'm not allowed to drive at the moment, but I might see if I can get a lift down. Just go down and see what's going off anyway.
Yeah. Well, on Sunday and see. Are you going to play or just watch?
I woun't be able to stand for that long, but I might pop down and have a look at what's going off. So
well, I can pick you up.
Let me know if you go.
Well, I'll go with you if we're going, and we'll just film some stuff. Even if I don't play, we'll at least have a look at it. And if anybody in the chat wants to go and you're near to the West Midlands or Warwickshire, they've got parking outside the front, so it's free parking. There's a shop next door, so you can get some sandwiches. Nice, easy tournament, basically. Turn up and pay a tenner and you can join in. So find out. What's Bartman on about? They forgot about us. I have an intro pic, no video. I'm so confused.
I'm confused. I'm not quite sure what he means. An intro pic in their video.
Don't know. He was talking about his Instagram. That's all he said so far before that. I think it's the first time I've seen him on the channel. So
I might have missed something.
Yeah.
Big Rich. Yes, thank you. I'm on the mend. You know, can I just ask a quick question about this Clan Rats battle line thing then?
Yeah.
So they say it gets cheaper, it gets discounted. So am I getting it right that if you take 20, it's 120 points? But if you take 40, it's 200 points. And that's what they mean by you save 40 points. Because you don't pay 120 times 2, you just pay 200 points. Right. Isn't that the mechanic that was in
Horus Heresy?
30k. Heresy, is it? Right.
It's also a little bit in it's in 40k for orcs as well. I noticed this that when you when you're looking, if you do it in, I think it's power level for orcs, it doesn't creep up the same, or the units, it works out that it's cheaper if you bring more of them, which sort of surprised me. I need to double check that, but I think it's only true for power level, which again is a bit weird with the whole power level to points ratio.
Do you think they're going to do that for every unit that has like a strength in numbers kind of thing? Because, like, for instance, Sylvaneth, they gain something if there's above 20 in the unit, I think. Can't quite remember it is, but they get a bonus. So I wonder if they're going to do it for anything that gains something from having a bigger unit.
I think you might see it for anything that can take over a certain amount of size, because what they said is they wanted to make horde armies more viable. Because it's a little bit like we've been playing it, where a horde sounds great in theory, but actually in combat it can be quite unwieldy and difficult to move around.
I don't know if anybody just in between this, look at the little webcam. Rachel, she's not listening to anything we're saying. She's just taken a picture of the back of her head with some glasses on to appease all of the people calling her cousin it. She's put it up on the Facebook group. Nice one, Ray. Thanks for your input.
Gives the public what they want.
I think skeletons should have the strength in number, and I think, like you say, zombies and all that sort of stuff would definitely benefit from that.
Zombies are good enough already. Don't give them more ideas.
Yeah, I suppose. All right, let me try and get through this chat, because Frost and Fist says, Phil, if you start wolves, you might be my favourite. So there you go, Phil. There's encouragement, if anything. Kibbalams is saying the allies list for clan rats had me very excited. So I'm going to turn that on for a second. We'll have a look at that. So the clan Verminus, it's saying in the bottom that they will be allied with clan Eshin, Moulder, Pestilence, Scryer, and Master Clan. So you can choose from all of the Scaven, which we were saying, Mike.
That's good then.
Yeah,
but so only in an allies context, isn't it?
Yeah, so a fifth of your army can be allied from the rest of Skaven, but it does open up a lot. I mean, they should have done that anyway. I'd be tempted to say they could bump that up to maybe a quarter of your army or a half of your army if people don't exploit it too much and they get the allies correct. But this is probably the first step to balancing it.
Well, this brings up something interesting, actually. Does your allies, like if you ally Vermin as Storm Vermin, do they count as troops?
Yeah, I think they should.
Or still isn't, because your legions doesn't change. You just get to bring in something else. Then they wouldn't. I don't know.
Well, if it's like clan rats, if you're playing Scryer and you ally in clan rats, which are...
Oh no, you can definitely do that because they're just battle line normally. I mean, the ones that are only battle line if they've got specific...
Yeah, but they're not.
I guess
they're not Scryer, are they? But clan rats aren't Scryer, so if you were doing purely Scryer allegiance, doesn't that mean that if you can't take clan rats because they're not Scryer? So normally you wouldn't be able to take them.
Do they not have a...
Well, Scryer, you use the Storm Fiends.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, does Scryer, in a bit like the keywords work in 8th, do clan rats take on whatever clan that you're sort of taking, or are they just like Verminus?
They're Verminus. They're clan Verminus, it says.
Okay.
Whereas
so yeah,
now
I think I'm confusing my 40k with my Age of Sigmar now.
I'm just going to go through the chat again because I don't want to have to do quickfire. Red Cuffs is asking about the noise, Mike. Have the zombie women broken out of their cages?
There's no noise currently.
Not anymore. Okay, that's fine.
He's got it under control.
Loads of people, Fellarg and Tim Lawrence, saying that the rules for Warhammer Quest are available for Age of Sigmar, and Death Runner is from Silver Tower. So yeah, Mike, I've got 2 models of that. So
is that the one where his rule or something? He's got like a duplicate of?
Yes, it's an amazing rule. Okay, maybe you won't get that. We'll see. Scaven. So Patrick, Scaven will hopefully get better with the new Generals Handbook. Right now they are useless as they are so fractured. They are quite difficult to play at the moment. Although, if watching that battle report with me and Mike, you were talking a lot about some Scryer lists and stuff, so it's worth watching the battle report just to get that bit of chat, because that was scary just listening to that. So yeah, we'll leave that.
But so that's the sort of thing I'm trying to avoid, is doing that. Yeah. Because then it's just a case of, well, one, no one's going to want to play it, and I don't know how fun it would be to watch neither. Yeah. It might be funny for like the first 5 minutes, but then after that, it's just like, no.
Is that just a gunline army then, Mike, basically?
Well, it was a video I was watching the other day of a guy that was going, he was roughly talking about his list that he was using for a tournament. So I'm assuming it will be around the 2,000 point mark. He was looking, I think it was a minimum 68 mortal wounds per turn. Minimum.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yes.
But how many games are you going to play that aren't tournament based? 1. And you probably won't even finish the game. That's if you even start it. Like if you come up with me against me with 65 mortal wound average per turn, you've won the game. I may as well just not play.
I think the list that he was saying that he would struggle against was it's one of the Auric lists. No, it's the is it Bone Splitters?
Yeah,
it could be those. It could have been them. Yeah. I think he was saying it struggles against that sort of list.
Okay, going to carry on. Thordalim de Caladai saying he's far behind Chronicles. Don't worry, everyone is. And he says if we do one next year, he might do it then. We're going to do we're definitely doing an Age of Sigmar Chronicles event, but that's going to be later on.
That'd be good.
There's Aaron MacLeod. Welcome, Aaron. Karanis, Sam, the black dragon shoulder pad symbols are they ready-made so they can just be glued onto the shoulder? Yes. You go to, just go on Google, type in Pop Goes the Monkey, not Pop Goes the Weasel, and search for insignias. So there's 2 different things you can buy that I've seen. There's the shoulder pads with the fully formed logo on it, and then there's a separate one which is just the logo, which is called an insignia, and you literally buy them, clean them as if it's resin, clip them off the little frames that they come in, and then glue them onto the shoulder pad, and it's as simple as that. So they're quite straightforward. Off topic, so this is Chris Lovell. I know, I don't know the new rules very well, but can Devastator squads now have all of the same weapon? I can't check right now. Pink, do you remember?
I'll have a look. I think it's the same as it was before, in which you could only have up to 4 guys, couldn't you, having weapons?
Yeah.
Let me have a look, though.
Well, the bonus of it now is that they can all shoot at different targets, though. So.
Yeah. So if you mix, it isn't as bad as it used to be.
No, it's actually a lot better. Jim Wilson's loving the picture of Cousin It. Rachel, before I carry on through the chat, I left this one. One of the rules of 1, you can't modify or re-roll the priority roll now. What are your thoughts on that? And don't swear.
It sucks. That's my polite way of putting it.
Why does it suck, Rachel?
What is the point in taking Croak? One of the best things about him was you could re-roll your priority.
Yeah, but meteors.
Yeah, that's all that Croak does. I mean, he's rubbish.
I know.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Like a one-trick pony.
Rachel spends over 400 points to re-roll the priority phase from dice. It's just...
Yeah, but you can't even use the skills like multiple times, and you can't use the celestial thing multiple times.
He's pointed for that though. He's been worked out because of that rage. You mean, you know, if he could cast the same spell like 3 times, he'd probably cost more than 400 points, especially with the meteor spell.
Nah. I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it. I think there's more in the Seraphim army that you can take for. I don't think he is 400 points. I think it's more than that.
Okay.
I'd hope so.
Michael Miller's saying, "Where is the tournament again?" Michael, if you're on Facebook, just type in Leamington Gaming Club in the search bar, and it'll bring up their group on Facebook, so you can get all the information for it on there. Or you can go on our Facebook group, which is WGO. What is our Facebook group? Wow, hold on. I always forget. Wargamer Online space community. Hold on, I'm going to bring it up on the browser. There you go. This is how I've had a lot to do.
You've been gone for 4 weeks, and this is what's happened.
A world
got a Facebook group somewhere. I think it's on Facebook. Go to search for Facebook.
You know when you're well, Phil. You know when you're well, you're doing every show for a month, and then I'll come back and see if you're all right. So, Wargamer Online Space Community, and the details are on there as well. But it is in Leamington Spa, which is in the West Midlands, so quite central in the UK. If it's easy for most people to get there, near to a train station as well, so it's fairly straightforward. Let me keep going through the chat. Phil said he's doing an army that is taking care of a mining group, something like that. What is your mining group army?
That was just a question around the Space Wolves, and obviously for WGO Chronicles I am doing Gene Stealer Cult, and they are a mining corporation, my Gene Stealer Cult. So yes, you're correct. And the chat about Space Wolves was just earlier from the chat where I was saying I might do it because I'm going to plait my beard when it's long enough.
Scott Beale saying quite a show. Pictures of Cousin It, and Phil is talking about having a bigger unit. Mike's not wearing undies on his head. Yeah, okay, it's a weird show. I'm forgetting how to do the internet again. Agent Trevor, the Daughters of Cain changes are great for me. I don't have to split my Witch Elves into 3 units of 10 anymore, and Allies means I can fit 2 units of Executioners without breaking allegiance. So let me just check that.
Where can I find the ally information out? Because I've missed that.
It's on community. We covered it last week, but basically 1/5 of your army can be allies now.
Okay.
And they're going to tell you what your allies can be, so it's specific. So Seraphon might be able to be allied to High Elves and Dark Elves, but they might not have option to everything.
And you don't lose your keyword, then that still is in place, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sam, it's almost like he's been in hospital and he's not paying any attention to the channel.
I've tried to keep up with. I've tried to keep up with some stuff, but when you're on
priorities, Phil.
I know. The thing is, I've tried to not take any morphine today, and yet I'm starting to question whether it's done some kind of permanent damage. Given how this chat is going.
That's not you. That's me.
Is this a dream? I'm expecting to wake up at some point. Oh, I dreamt I did a chat. It was real. It was like Cousin It was there. And...
Sam was forgetting Facebook groups. Right, let me bring this next bit up. Go on.
Sorry, just a primitive notions talking about, have you guys covered what you think about rules of one, no fix for Caradon Overlord, stacking chemists on Skyhook units? It is wiping armies right now. Yeah, that's the bit around stacking. Was they've directly answered that on one of the Facebook groups, haven't they? And they said, yeah, there's no rule to change the stacking, but they are taking stacking into account when they point the units. How the hell they're going to do that, I don't know. But
I really don't like that. I think what it means then is that if they're saying that all of your units that can stack are now going to cost more, then it encourages you. You feel like you should be taking more than one, and if you just take one, you're probably paying over the odds for it.
Yeah, I get you.
It's very similar to power in 40k.
It feels like it would have been an easy thing to deal with stacking when it comes to
you just take whatever benefit can only be taken once by a unit.
Yeah,
I don't know why it would have been so difficult to have built that into a rule.
It depends if it was built in a way so that it's supposed to be stackable. So some tactics may require you to get multiple units around to then stack it up. So they'll point it accordingly. So I don't know. It's two ways. I just think it very much is like the PowerPoint system for 40k, where they've put them above average. Something could be 6 power, but they've put it up to 8 power because they expect people to put on so many upgrades. Whereas if you don't, you feel like you're underpointing yourself. If you have a 8 power unit and you don't give it any upgrade, you're actually doing yourself out of the average that Games Workshop are setting. And because it's something you don't actually know how they've worked it out, you can't play it fairly either way. So you just kind of go with it, and there's going to be some... It doesn't matter anyway. What is this thing anyway? So there are loads of battle line if units for match play armies, allowing for some more unusual lists. So this is, for example, bloodthirsty Daughters of Cain can now fill the battle line slots with Doomfire Warlocks and or Sisters of Slaughter. So it's giving you more options for the battle line, which I think they could do for other armies like maybe Scaven, so Mike doesn't have to buy more models or paint more stuff. And I think Iron Jaws, every unit I've got is either a HQ or a battle line. I need some stuff that isn't battle line, so I think they do need to do some mixing of units there.
What would you take, Sam, if you could put one ally unit into your army?
Probably a giant. I was saying this to Mike. The fact that I could take some archers is, it's all right. But the way I see my Iron Jaw army is it's running around hitting stuff. I'm not playing it to maybe some magic, but I don't really like the idea of Iron Jaws shooting. I think they should just charge in and kill stuff. So I'd probably start a different army rather than ally in stuff that's alternating units, other than chucking in a giant because it would look cool. That's it.
And that's still pretty smashy.
Exactly, yeah, and it's just funny watching a drunken giant stumble across the battlefield.
It'd be awesome to see make an Iron Jaws giant.
Yeah, well, I made the other one with the tattoo. I did the dragon tattoo all down its back, and then I sold it on eBay when it didn't fit in my Iron Jaws army. And now they've obviously said you can have ally, so now I need another giant. Annoy him. That just goes to
Sam, I've got one actually. I've got a giant you can have.
Oh, okay. Isn't that not Jack's?
Got a load of... Well, it was mine, and I gave it Jack, and then Jack put it in a box and started Nurgle. So you can have it. There's a whole bunch of goblins and big squigs and all that as well. Can you do those?
Yeah, their army, innit? I'm definitely looking forward to doing one of the elves. So dark elves or wood elves. I think wood elves, but we'll see what they release. Right, through the chat, Rust Belt allies are 20% of total lists, so you may include them and they don't disqualify yet. We have primitive notions. I think you've gone through that. Patrick, did you not get... I'm going to do quickfire now, so forgive me, but it's going to be quickfire. Patrick, did you not get Pink a WGO t-shirt, or would he need them... Or would he need a news to surname? Pink, do you have a WGO t-shirt yet?
I don't yet. I should get one. I should sort myself out. I should go onto your website and purchase some merchandise.
We can sort one out. We'll find one.
Nice one, Pink. Product placement.
I've heard you've got some rather spiffing hoodies.
The hoodies are amazing. Like, me and Phil and Rachel all want the hoodies, but they're quite, that's like almost £100 for 3 hoodies. So it's quite expensive.
We can't afford our own hoodies.
we can't afford our own merchandise. I'd like a mug. I'd like a mug, but I can't justify like £10 or £15 for a mug.
This show definitely gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah, sorry, I'll carry on. Zero Pathos. Almost finished the long. Got the long shank Marines finished. What do I tackle next? Inceptors or Hellblasters? Inceptors. I vote Inceptors. And
anyone being successful at magnetising the base?
They're quite tricky. They're really flimsy, and a lot of people have generally just drilled a bigger hole and jammed the stand in a little bit further.
I would go with the Hellblasters purely because you're going to have your transport out soon, and I think you have some fun doing a drive-by, dropping off a unit with all the plasma guns and just blasting away.
Yeah, but Inceptors don't need a transport.
This is true.
And they can just deep strike onto the table and blast people with the plasmas they have. Either or. Both of them can be devastating.
Do both.
Inceptors have less, though, so there's less to paint, which is what I would always go for. We have Brain Spider. Phil, while you were away, Sam had a breakdown and Rachel put me in charge since he was busy helping Magic. Hi, dead strippers.
Yep. I've got a feeling I've been sharing my prescription drugs around.
Gonk says, weird show, just need the Flat Earthers to roll past again. Akaya has deleted a message from somebody, so I can only imagine we're almost going to get the Flat Earthers back on the show at some point.
I'm gutted that I missed that.
It wasn't that exciting.
As long as it wasn't offensive, I don't mind. Sam, you just want an army of Maw Crushers. I would love it, but then I'd need a lot of KR cases because they take up a fair bit.
Oh, Sam, I've ordered 4 KR cases.
I'm really
That's
jealous.
Very exciting.
I almost switched to Battle Foam.
I've got all my Gene Stealer cult to fit in 2 boxes, and I've been ordering some for those Tyranids that I've had painted for ages and no box for them. So
it's such
I'm
a
finally
nice
getting
feeling.
caught up on my. Oh, it's such a great feeling when that blue foam of joy arrives.
I need to order one for the Primaris army, but I don't know how big it's going to be. I think it's going to be quite a big army when it's built, so I'm going to need maybe a double, potentially 2 double cases.
Ooh.
But there's a lot of infantry, so I might fit it all in a double case, and I'm only having 1 repulsor, so it should be okay actually. But then I've also got another army to fit in. Oh, bolt action. I need a case for the bolt action stuff as well. Anyway, Spearman Otter, quick somebody buy Sam his own merchandise. Yeah, I think it's 35 quid for a hoodie if you want to buy us a hoodie each.
I'll go order you one, Sam. Guys, I think I'm at the limit of what I can handle, so I'm going to duck out. It was lovely to join in, but I think I need to go lay down for a bit. So
okay.
I will try and keep watching, and thank you everybody.
It was great to see you, Phil.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for their well wishes. I'll see you soon.
Night, Phil.
Yeah.
Big Rich, Sam, have you know the colours of the army? Which army? Is this the Primaris or is this the bolt action? Elaborate, and I will let you know. Inceptors, so 0. So Inceptors look like more of a challenge. Might try loose pinning them at the top and drilling down into the base like you advised. Yeah, I'd definitely do that. So I've read that one. Any word on when the Knight Codex is coming out? Will Gene Stealer Cult be in that Codex? Potentially. I think there's about 10 by the end of the year. Did you get any rumours on them, Pink? Do you know if the Gene Stealer or the Knight Codex is going to be out soon?
I haven't seen it. All I've seen is the one that everyone's seen, which is the first 4, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're expecting Grey Knights, and we're expecting Chaos this month.
Oh, yeah. Next, let's just quickly get through the last.
Well, if we go off when they originally announced about the codexes, wasn't the picture they put up? You had Space Marines, Grey Knights, Chaos, and Death Guard was the other codex. So that would be the first 4.
Yep. Yeah, those are the confirmed ones basically. But they have also said there'll be 10 out by Christmas, so everyone's wondering if theirs will be one of the 10 now.
They'll only complain. That's the thing at the minute. They can't win. You bring out your book and it's too early. You don't bring it out, it's too late. They literally cannot win.
If you bring out, now everyone will go, oh, I bought the index. If you don't bring out, everyone's like, oh, Space Marines are so OP with their stratagems and their artifacts.
Big Rich saying Primaris. Yes, I'm doing the Black Dragons, Big Rich. So it is black. It's basically like a Raven Guard colour scheme. So it's a black armour. I haven't decided on the actual edge highlights. Patrick's heading off. Thanks for the show, but need to sleep now. Thank you for joining, Patrick.
See you, Patrick.
I don't know whether I'm going to do the greys, like Dawnstone and Administratum grey, or I'm going to do like a bluey grey, so it'll be the others. What was it? Dark Reaper and something else. Thunderhawk blue, maybe. I need to decide. But yeah, black, white, and maybe a bit of green.
Green?
Right. They've got green on the knee pads in the Codex, and I'm not a fan of the green, but if it's part of what Black Dragon's supposed to be, I probably won't do it. And Mike gave me the idea, because I didn't want to do any plasma in my army, because I was thinking Black Dragons, they should really be doing Melter or Flamer in some way. And Mike said just paint all of the plasma up as orange or red glow, so it's like flame coming out of a plasma weapon. And I didn't even think about that. I was like, no, plasma's blue. So I just said no. But no, I think I might include some now. Horny Morney's heading off as well. See you later, Horny Morney. Right, last bit of this book. So we've got they're updating some new missions. So there's 6 new pitched battles. Some of them are refreshed versions of classic missions, but then there's other ones which are completely different. So they've also put in this scenario, which is heroes and behemoths. So only those can capture objectives, which is interesting. So you basically send your Maw Crusher across the table to capture the objective, which you probably wouldn't want to do most of the time because it would be out killing things. So I'm interested.
That's a bit like that Place of Power mission, isn't it? So that'll be really interesting to see.
But like they've said there, it promises to reward not just strong list building, but careful and considered play. So you have to build your list according to what scenario you draw, because you can't just build a list that is great at doing one scenario, because you'll lose most of your games unless you can wipe them out. So I like that they've done that.
It's always that.
And new missions is good because it does feel like you're playing the same mission a lot of the time. Me and Mike were looking at some of the narrative ones to try out for the channel for doing the battle reports, but the problem with that was because it was more like a campaign that you run. One side had a benefit, like a buff, and the other side had nothing. So, and it's fine if you're doing a campaign because it evens out over the campaign. But as a one-off game, somebody's just got an advantage, and that's it. So it didn't work out.
Why don't you do it as a campaign then?
We're going to do campaigns later on, but again, with a lot of this, it's all time to actually plan it, play it, and get it done. I think the first campaign we'll be doing for the channel will be a 40k campaign, though. And we'll sort that out first. Right, next that we're going to talk about is going to be a quick one. We'll go over the new pre-orders for the Space Marines. So I'll bring these up on the screen. I think everyone's seen them, but we have the Repulsor, which is the huge, massive tank. I'm looking forward to it. I'm picking up one. You are?
Have you seen any of them in person yet?
No.
Repulsor. I really want to know how big they are. I think they're about the size of a Land Raider.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big one.
How much is the kit?
50.
Yeah, so it's about the size of a Land Raider then, I guess.
I'm looking forward to it. It's got so much choice for weaponry. It's a little bit ridiculous. Ridiculously good because I've got minimal anti-tank and anti-monster in my list, and I'm relying on the Repulsor and the Dreadnought to do all of that for me. So I'm desperate for it, to be honest. But
there's a lot of guns in that, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, let me just check on this little spreadsheet. I'm going to get Kablams excited now with the spreadsheet again.
It's a transport as well, though, isn't it? Or is
10
it
men.
only one of the options is transport?
There's 2 different versions of it. One's
No,
got
it's not. It's one. There's only one version.
I thought it was a heavy support version as well.
I've only found the one, which is a dedicated transport, and that's it. So it's got the heavy onslaught Gatling cannon or a las Talon, twin heavy bolter or a las cannon, an iron hail heavy stubber or a onslaught Gatling cannon. Then you can have an Icarus iron hail heavy stubber or a choice of a rocket pod, a storm bolter, or a frag storm launcher. Then it's got 2 crack storm grenade launchers. It's got 2 storm bolters, which can be switched out for frag storm grenade launchers. And then it either has auto launchers or another 2 frag storm grenade launchers. So, I mean, I've kitted this, the one that I was looking at doing. It was this.
Was it a lot of frag launchers?
Just because I like the idea.
That's what you were getting excited about the other day.
It's got 5 frag storm grenade launchers, 2 crack storm grenade launchers, and then it's got the onslaught Gatling cannon, a heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, and then 2 twin las cannons just to take out some tanks. So I quite like that. And all in all, the points for that, if this is done correctly, comes to 340. So it is quite an expensive tank, but the amount of firepower that's on it is ridiculous. Stats-wise, I think it's on 16 maybe, around the same as Land Raider. I haven't got most of the stats I've written out on here, so when I'm playing the game, I just have the laptop in front of me. So here, I've got all the stats and everything on it. I think the Custodes one works out better for me because I've got all of their unit choice names and stuff, and yeah, all the rules are on the page. But it's only got a 3-up armor save, I think, rather than a 2-up. I might be wrong on that.
Yep.
I don't know. Transport capacity is 10, so it's big enough to, it's a Land Raider effectively, a small Land Raider.
Can it take non-Primaris in it, or can it only take Primaris?
I think it can take non-Primaris. I'm pretty sure the only restrictions on transports were the other vehicles can't take Primaris, but the Repulsor can. So yeah. What was we looking at? That was the Repulsor. Chat saying, Kaya, stop saying, Kablam, stop drooling over your keyboard. Apparently, the G2 is saying the Repulsor is said to be smaller than the Land Raider. Oh, hold on. Derpimus Maximus, a blue, green, or grey highlight on the black gives it a sort of obsidian-y look. Yeah, that's why I was thinking of the blue, just for the to give it a tint as well, because it's going to have the black rubber in between the armour plates. So I wanted to do black for that. And then obviously with black armour, it's going to look very dark and look like I've just primed it. So I needed to give some colour. So that's why I'm thinking of doing a blue edge highlight. Brain Spider's loading up on the frag launchers as well. Good call. I mean, in terms of the stats on them, where are they? I think it's because they're random. I don't like random weapons. I was saying to Mike that, when you've got a D6, chances are you'll roll a 1 or a 2. Whereas if you can go for the guaranteed shots, so it's got the choice of doing, you have, like, for example, 2 storm bolters or 2 frag storm grenade launchers. So you go for 18-inch range, or you go for 24-inch range on the storm bolters, or you have 2 shots on the storm bolters, but they're rapid fire. So 4 shots if you're within 12 inches, or you do assault D6 on this. So I think storm bolter probably are better on paper than the frag storm grenade launchers, but just saying to your opponent, I'm going to roll 5d6 frag storm grenade launchers just seems like too much of an opportunity to miss. Like the Land Raider, can it take terms? Yeah. Go on.
The random ones are okay, but you probably want to not have too much random because you can use your command reroll. You can only use it once per turn. So if you've got loads and loads of random, you can't help it as much as if you've got one random roll. You always know that you can re-roll it if you roll poorly. This
is true. I think I will probably switch to Storm Bolters. I'm just going to quickly look in here as well because we've got some questions asking about what it can carry. Repulsor may carry 10 Primaris. Gravis armor takes 2 slots per model. Yeah, there you go.
So it can't carry anything non-Primaris then?
10 Primaris. Let me have a look.
Oh, yeah. Someone's just
no, it is, yeah. It is literally.
Oh, provided you pay for baby seats.
It's literally for Primaris. That's quite cool. I like that. I can't get in your transport and you can't get in mine.
Yeah, I feel like that's out of spite now more than out of anything else.
So it can't transport jump pack models, and each Mark 10 Gravis model takes up the space of 2 other models, so that's pretty much it.
I can see that being good with Salamanders, flame aggressors, as a way of getting them up the field.
Oh, Coyote. Hello, Coyote. Welcome to the live show. Right, let's keep going then. So we've got some more detail on the actual look of this thing. There's a lot of detail on it. Then we go on to the Apothecary, which I really like this model. This is such a beautiful model. Oh no, I broke it. Oh, it links straight through to the website now. Well played, community page. Well played.
Oh, yeah. Did you click on the name of a model and it took you to buy the model?
Normally, if you click on the picture, so if I click on that picture, say on the community page, it makes it larger. Yep. With the Apothecary, I clicked on it and it opened up the Games Workshop website with a pre-order on it. They're learning. They're learning quicker than before. We can at least see a 360. I mean, beautiful. I've got one of these on order. Definitely going to put it in the army. I don't know how often it's going to go in the list because for the points that you pay for an Apothecary, there's not enough high wound models in my army list for me to worry about healing. If I had Gilliman or something, then this would be an auto include. But because it's 5 wounds for my biggest character.
Just remember, though, that if it's like a normal Apothecary, you can use it to bring people back from the dead as well. So if you've got a squad of aggressors, on a 4-up, one of the aggressors comes back to life.
I just don't see the... You know, it's 86 points or something for an Apothecary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You've got to bring back 2 of them to make him worth it. And he doesn't... He's got a quite nice gun at close range. It's a 3-inch weapon for the ranged... But I just love this little eyepiece he's got. And he's looking at this gene seed. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I really like that one. What is he stats-wise? So he's an elite. He's 68 points base. Yeah, and that's with his weapon. So he's not that expensive, actually. The Reductor pistol is quite nice. That is, 3-inch range. So that's the thing he extracts the gene seed with. So it's got a strength 4. It's minus 3 AP with 2 damage. So it's quite a nice little pistol. But yeah, good detail on that. And you've got the choice of the helmet or the bear head. And I'll probably switch mine to a dragon equivalent one.
A dragon face.
Yeah. Derpimus Maximus Primaris drive past normal marine shouting rhino. I can't say the word, but you've seen what was it? what was it?
Is it an in-betweeners?
In-betweeners, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know what it is, yeah.
2 bad aggressors have Mark 10 Gravis armor. Only 5 can be in the Repulsor tank. See, listeners saying that, but only 5 aggressors is still an expensive unit. If I put, this is why I've avoided it. It's 5 aggressors, and then you've got to pay 300 points roughly for the Repulsor. You put in quite a lot of points into one unit. Where I suppose I'm doing Raven Guard tactics, so I can set them up wherever I want without worrying about moving them across the board. But otherwise, you have to walk across quite a bit.
Yeah, but the thing is, the tanks are more survivable now. It's not going to be one shot and it's gone.
This is true. I'm expecting it to be like normal, where I put a tank on the table and somebody just blows it up on the first.
Yeah, and then they're slow-moving units that just have to walk across forever.
After that's exactly what happened the other day, though. So
yeah, but it wasn't from one. But it wasn't from one shot, though, was it?
No, it wasn't from one shot. It's from one unit, but that's something separate.
That's still nasty, though.
Yeah.
The Primaris Apothecary is holding a Metroid alien in his hand. With how nice this is Coyote, with how nice the new Marines are looking, I'm hoping they add more models to the Eldari lines. Yeah, I think they will. Most definitely. And these come out on Saturday, says Big Rich, yes. Karanis, his WoW raid is over, so he can focus on the live show. I hope you got some loot. I think whenever I played it, everyone else got the loot and I did the damage. It's just frustrating.
And Sam got tilted.
I got what?
You got tilted. You just spend the whole time raging about how you never got anything.
Yeah, you spend weeks raiding and getting geared last. It's just frustrating. That's why I stopped playing it. It's not worth it. It's not worth gearing up people that just headbutt the keyboard on a daily basis. Like Pink turned up to a raid once a week and then went off for the rest of the week. You think you still got more gear than me, didn't you?
Yep.
Anyway, Warhammer. So what else is there? So Elves Nation finally finished my WGO Chronicles, or have I? Let's have a look.
Elves Nation just looks incredible though.
He's just a machine, isn't he? Oh god, look at that. That's disgustingly good.
It's not even 1,000 points. I think it's at least 2,000. Probably more.
Such a good army. Well done, Elves Nation. Oh, we've got Rachel's cousin it picture again. Love your commitment to the channel, Rach. Right. Next we have the Chaplain, which I've put in one of my lists. I'm doing a list which is consisting of 2 units. Oh no, what is it? Let me bring it up. Because you were kind of, I don't know whether you thought this one was worth doing or not, Pink.
Well, the only thing I'd say is who are you trying to buff with the Chaplain? Because you haven't got any close combat. Are you going to use them with the Reavers? Or?
Reavers, yeah. So my thought with this list, so I've got a Tech Marine. The Tech Marine is really cheap base. I think they're like 45 points. It's not a Primaris model. This is the only model in the army which isn't a Primaris. So he's going to run with my Dreadnought and just keep him alive. Then I've got a Chaplain, which is I'm using the Raven Guard tactic so I can deploy it further up the field. So I'll basically put it as far up as I can. I've got an Ancient, and then I've got 2 Reaver squads, the Redemptor, and 2 Aggressor squads. So this gives me 2 Vanguard detachments, which gives me 2 command points on top of the 3 for being Battleforged. So I'm going to have 5 command points, which allows me to use 2 points on the Aggressors and 1 point on the Chaplain, and it still leaves me with 2 points left over to use in the game. But it means that I've got quite an alpha strike force because the Reavers will be up first thing. I'll keep my Ancient back with the Dreadnought and the Tech Marine. I don't think that's enough units though, is there? I need to keep 4 on and 4 off. So I'm probably going to have to work this out better. Because you can only have up to half your army off the table, can't you?
Well, you were thinking of using your Aggressors, I thought, with the Bolton, the missile combo, weren't you?
I was going to do 1 of each because I've got 6 of them, so I was going to do 3 with Bolt Storm Gauntlets and 3 with the Flame Storms.
Got you. Because the Bolt Storm ones, you don't really need to move them up the field. What's the range on those?
24, I think, or 18. They're actually not that far.
Yeah. Okay, maybe ignore me then.
I need to look at it. But basically, I want to put the Chaplain in the army, and the only way I can justify it is by putting him at the front with all the Reavers to give them some sort of benefit. It's just such a beautiful model.
Oh, I think Mike's dead.
No, why mate?
That was Rachel. It's got nice scrolls on it. Do you like the Chaplain?
I'm not a fan of that one. I think it's purely his weapon. And I think we've got so used to seeing models with ridiculously big weapons now that his little baton looks a little bit odd to me. You could always, if you felt that way, you could so easily convert it up.
I think I was going to be putting him with the 2 pistols anyway. Like that Reaper conversion that we've seen. So I wasn't going to bother using this baton. I'm just looking at the base.
Is that a war gear option that you can do on him, or you just do it for the sake of...
I'll just strap a baton on his back somewhere else. It'll be fine. I just think it looks cool having 2 pistols. That baton thing just looks a bit weird, like you say. But I do like his big trench coat thing with his holster, his nice chest piece, and his awesome skull helmet. Yeah, looks awesome. Big McDansco's put pimping ain't easy. It definitely does look very pimpish. Frost and Fist, I thought I might have a stylish new ride for the Wolfen. Yeah, that's a shame that you can't fit the Primaris. The guys into the Primaris. Karanis got a trinket. Holy Paladin for the win. Okay, so it's saying if you're a Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves, or Deathwatch player, you'll be able to add these new units to your armies as well. We're updating our rules PDF so you can field a brutal Primaris Interrogator Chaplain or a sanguinary Priest of the Ultima Fountain. That's pretty cool though. So you can chuck it in your Blood Angels army, Pink.
I've already got my Death Company Chaplain, so I'm quite happy with those. And like you said, I think the Apothecaries, you need to have the right unit to go with it to make it feel like it's worth it. So I agree, it's a beautiful model. But the one I really want is that Forge World Chaplain, the limited edition one they did at one point. That was gorgeous.
Forge, I like the store birthday one. That's the one that was my favourite. You know, the huge. I think it was the Terminator one where you can spend if you spend over.
Yeah, you could get that from Forge World as well. If you spent £100 on a certain weekend, you could then buy them for like 50 quid or something.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Think it was 50. I think it was like £25 or something. But that Chaplain, if I could just buy that for £25, I would just buy it to put in my Black Dragon's army.
That's what I don't get. I hope that at some point they decide that, a bit like how the Void Shield generator was a limited edition run. I hope they decide with that Chaplain, they're like, yeah, okay, we've waited long enough. Let's just replace our Terminator Chaplain with this one.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Because I think they'd sell so many of that. It's such a gorgeous model.
He's the Jay from Jay and Silent Bob of the 41st millennia. Who's that in relation to? The Chaplain. I bet he can spin that stick like a boss. And then Liam's joined the chat. Gabriel Angelos is out now. Yay. I don't like the face on that model. I think it looks a bit...
No, I thought that. I think it looks too calm.
It looks weird. It doesn't look... I can't remember who did it on the Facebook group. It might have been... Oh, God, I'm going to have a look. But somebody on the Facebook group's done a really cool conversion of Gabriel using bits from Primaris, and I think I actually prefer his over the Forge World model. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go on to quickly. We'll go on to the 2 next codexes, and then we can have a quick look on Facebook, and then we can call it for the night. So 2 new codexes are coming out, and that is Grey Knights and Chaos. So Rachel, you have your Grey Knights army, so there's going to be a book for you again straight away.
Oh, nice.
Now, starting off with the Chaos Space Marines, it's basically letting you choose stuff to go with the Legion that you're going with. So they're going to have new rules of their own to represent how they fight, as well as unique stratagems, warlord traits, and artifacts. So it'll be very much the same as we've seen for like the Raven Guard.
And 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It is now invalid.
Yeah. Shh. But you know, the stratagems are quite powerful, and the warlord traits are quite powerful in the Space Marine book. So it's nice that they're instantly giving Chaos Space Marines that love. You know, rather than waiting 4 years and then Chaos players having to beg for something, they've released Space Marines, and then they're releasing Chaos Space Marines, which is nice.
Well, they said they want Chaos to be like the major antagonist now, didn't they?
Yes.
So it makes sense for them to have a bit of love as well.
I'd be tempted to start a Chaos army. Before I chose Primaris, Chaos was the army I was thinking of doing. One day. I've got enough to do at the minute. There are 9 psychic powers as well. And they've got updated point costs, data sheets, and much more apparently. So pretty much the same as we're getting in the Space Marine book. It's actually only £25 recommended retail price, so it's cheaper than the Space Marine book. So I imagine it to be a little bit smaller. However, it is effectively... Yeah, it's because it's got the Primaris in it. If the Chaos Space Marines had their own Primaris release at the same time, I imagine it would be £30 as well. Spearman Otter is saying his forehead is way too big. Is that referring to me or Gabriel? Because I've got quite a big forehead. Yeah, both of us. Maybe I could be Gabriel in disguise. Big mech.
Just quickly, for anyone in the chat, have we seen Gabriel Angelos' rules yet?
No.
I'm wondering if he's got some like backflipping Terminator special rules or something like that.
I'll load up Forge World and see if there's any rules on there, but I doubt they'll be on the website.
And it wasn't in the codex, was it?
No. Let me.
No.
If anybody, Spearmint Otter, both. Yeah,
Both.
Gabriel and myself have big foreheads. Tell me something I don't know. Here we go. New from Forge World. Look at that forehead. Gabriel's rules are on the website, apparently.
Oh, I'm going to have to check this out.
So I'm loading it.
Cool.
Way to derail the conversation, though. I don't know where I was. Iron Warriors Legion Tactics is disappointing. Was looking forward to doing an army of them, but they're basically Imperial Fists now. They've always been Imperial Fists, though. Just angrier So he's 9 power, which again we need to see the points.
Okay.
Oh, 185 power points, which seems fairly.
I was going to say that's a lot of power, actually. Yeah.
185 seems good though. Let's see what he's got though. So he's got 6-inch move, 2 up to hit, weapon skill, 3 up ballistic skill, strength 4, toughness 4, so basic marines. He's got 6 wounds. Gonk's off. See you later, Gonk. Thank you for joining. 6 wounds, which is quite high. I think that's chapter master level. Oh, he is a chapter master, that's why. 4 attacks, quite basic. Leadership 9 and 2 up armor save. So basic chapter master stats there. He has the God Splitter weapon. And that is, when attacking with this weapon, choose one of the profiles below. So you have the standard, which is ×2 strength, -3 AP with a flat 3 damage, which is awesome. Like, having a flat 3 damage is insane. Because I think Rachel gets that.
Yeah, that's standard Thunderhammer, though, isn't it?
No, is it standard Thunderhammer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but I like his arcing swing's interesting. Although I don't know when you do it because it says they make a hit roll for every model within 1 inch. But like a standard, like Space Marine base is bigger than 1 inch wide. So when are you really going to get more than 4 models in base-to-base contact with them?
Good point.
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that great, does it? You're gonna go with the standard attack every time, I think.
I think
×2
so.
strength. I mean, the fact that you subtract 1 from the hit roll, so you're hitting on a 3, but then if you roll a 6, it causes an additional mortal wound on top of the normal damage. That's just pretty.
Oh, that's good.
Pretty awesome.
That's good.
So yeah, that's going to be better every time. Rules-wise, he's got a 4-up invulnerable save, which is standard. You can re-roll failed hit rolls for friendly Blood Raven units within 6 inches. So again, the same thing. Retribution, this might be a special thing. If an enemy model inflicts an attack that removes the last wound from Gabriel, causing him to be removed, that enemy model immediately suffers D3 mortal wounds. So it's nice, but you know, it's 185 points. It's not that expensive for a chapter master with that weapon and with that extra rule. I think chapter master wise, let me check. You can't.
Yeah,
you
like
no
I think
buy one, can you?
You can take 11 points, I think, power wise.
So you're looking. Okay, it's quite expensive. Calgar's 200. Pedro Cantor's 170. So he's in between those. Otherwise, Vulcan stands 154.
Vulcan's only a captain, though, I think.
Strike is 150 though. He's now chapter master, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been promoted.
Kosaro Khan's not a chapter master, is he? Thought he was a captain as well.
I thought he was a chapter master.
He's only 107 points.
That's cheap.
Yeah,
but you can always tell by their rule. If it lets you reroll ones, it's a captain.
If he's a captain.
It's a chapter master.
So Vulcan.
Well, have they not got the keywords chapter master?
No, there is keywords.
As well.
It is keywords. So Shrike is a chapter master, but the other 2 are captains.
Yep.
Grimaldus, he's a chaplain. Good stuff. What else we got? Ralph Hummel, welcome Ralph. Better late than never. Yes. Red Cuss had to leave chat for half an hour. Girlfriend came home drunk after seeing Dunkirk. What have I missed? I need to watch Dunkirk. Me and Rachel were talking about that, weren't we, Rach?
Yep.
Although we're going to see the Dark Tower, aren't we? Hopefully.
When's that out?
Yeah.
Sometime very soon. It might be this Sunday, but Dark Tower is my only book series that I've read and loved, and the film is coming out so soon, and I can't wait.
Is that the one with Idris Elba?
Idris Elba, yeah. He's playing Roland Deschain or whatever he pronounces it, and it's just badass. And he basically is like a Wild West gunslinger chucked into the modern day world, going into the past, picking up some people along the way, and it's just an awesome story. And it's got some good actors in there. Idris Elba's good anyway. But the trailer was awesome. He basically like reloads his gun by just throwing all of the bullets into his gun.
I'll have to look. I don't think I've seen the trailer yet, so I'll have to look.
The trailer's amazing. And it's got loads of quotes from the book as well. So it's quite nice when after you've read the books and then they're taking bits from the books and putting it into the the film. It's pretty good. Hi Sam and everyone else. This fell hate. Just here to say hi. We'll watch the show as soon as it finishes, as I've missed most of it. Don't worry. Thank you for saying hi though, fell hate. Khan is captain of the 3rd. Ben B, with the arcing swing, wouldn't you roll once for each model in an inch for each attack? So if you have 3 models within an inch, you would roll 12 hits. Oh, he's put. Oh wait, didn't read that at all. I was confused then. I was thinking, did we misread that?
I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah. I want to see. This is Akaria. I want to see 47 meters down. Don't even know what that is. Valerian. That looks amazing. And I told Rachel was talking to you about that, didn't I? Valerian.
Which one was that again?
With the woman from. It's from Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah.
Divine. I know it's got bad reviews, but it looks stunning.
Anyways, wargaming.
Dark Tower, Dunkirk. Dunkirk's kind of wargaming though, because I'm about to start bolt action. So, Vulcan Hastan is just some glorified Tech Marine Chaplain hybrid who keeps hold of artifacts like a woodwork teacher who has the keys to the tool cupboard. Oh, that is the best description of a character in Space Marines ever. They should replace his little blurb with that. He's just some glorified. That's the best comment of the stream. How do I screenshot?
That sounds like if the Codex entry was written by a space wolf.
Oh, it's not screenshotting. It's not screenshotting.
Print screen?
No, my print screen button doesn't work on my keyboard for some reason.
The snip tool.
Somebody screenshot it and highlight that comment and send it to GW. just highlighting that and say, this is Vulcan's new description, please. Not that they're going to update it anytime soon.
I want to have him now, but with like a jumper with those sort of like the weird like
the little leather elbow patches.
Yeah, and then maybe some glasses halfway down his helmet.
Blood Company's joined. Welcome, Blood Company. Gabriel might excel at not only bolstering your gun line, but protecting them from CC as well. For the points, one of the better models for specifically doing that. Yeah, it's quite cheap for that. He's got Deep Strike as well. I forgot to mention that because he's a Terminator, so he gets that as standard. Right. So that's that. What were we talking about? Chaos. That's how we properly derailed that. It says we'll be taking a look at each Legion every day next week, starting tomorrow. I think we've already seen the.
I love Legion rules.
Emperor's Children and something else. So the next one is Codex Grey Knights, which the biggest thing from this is you can now take a Grandmaster in a Nemesis Dread Knight, Rachel. So you can have a whole army of Dread Knights. I know
you can make one of your Dread Knights your HQ.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So you do that, and I'm pretty sure
not at all.
The rest of them you have one Dread Knight and then another 3, and that's one detachment that you get a point for. So you get a command point for taking 4 Dread Knights. It seems a little bit nasty. Akaya's off. See you in a bit, Akaya.
I can't complain. I was thinking the other day about that Land Raider HQ that you can get for Space Marines. So
yeah,
it's not just Grey Knights that get to have all the fun.
Yeah, it's true. But Rachel loves the big walkery thing, the Dread Knight. So yeah,
the baby carrier.
The baby carrier.
It's amazing. That's his new name.
6. So there's 6 powers for the Sanctic Discipline. You'll be able to take full advantage of the psychic might of the Grey Knight. So Rachel, there's not 3 powers now for that army. There's 6. Voldus
I'm
is
liking
able.
the sound of all this.
Yeah, but you've got custodians now, so you're not going to play the Grey Knights as much, are you?
I've got both.
I have both. So we're going to have to get you this Codex as well, then.
I'm not going to complain at that.
Okay. Grandmaster Voldus, the strongest psychic in a chapter of powerful warrior mystics. This hero will make for a worthy commander in the new Codex, but you'll also be free to create your own Grandmasters with mysterious relics and great warlord traits. So there you go, you can create your own character, Rachel, for the Grey Knight army.
That's amazing.
We get to see what they've done with Drago.
Dread Knight spam. This is from Nick. Oh no, hold on. Marlborough, only if you convert it though. White Dwarf tells you how to kit bash it. So apparently you have to convert the Dread Knight.
That's cool.
Okay, we're going to have to buy another Dread Knight for you, H, to get a Grandmaster one.
You just put a beard on him.
Yeah, and a bigger book.
Biggest book.
Yeah, the biggest book you can find. Just strap it onto his side and say he's the Grandmaster. Why? Because he's got a big book. They're like the maesters out of Game of Thrones, Rage.
Thrones.
So you could just base your army around the maesters or meisters. Or maestros. Nick Davidson saying Dread Knight spam equals las cannon party for the enemy, which is great if you're not playing Primaris. If you take the Grey Knight Dread Knight army and you're going to get up against Primaris, you're going to destroy them.
Yeah, las cannons, what are they?
Yeah. I've got one Repulsor. Hello. Hellblasters. So they're going to be releasing new kits as well. So on top of the Codexes, you can now buy the Hellblaster units and the Intercessor units in 10-man squads for £35, which I think is very reasonable.
Oh, that's great pricing from them. I think everyone thought, myself included, it would probably be go down the route of like, Stern Guard, I think is 30 quid for 5.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be that. It's a shame I bought so many Dark Imperium sets because now I'm limited on the weapon choices. Ralph's asking, how is Phil? Phil is much better. He was actually on the chat earlier for about an hour, but he's headed off now. So if you go back and watch the rest of the show once this has gone through, you'll be able to see Phil in all of his majestic nature with his beard and everything. Hellblasters again. I might just see if I can sell some Dark Imperium stuff and then buy these multi-part kits because those heavy plasma weapons look really cool. I'm a massive fan of those. Yeah, I'll sell some. I know Liam said he'll have some off me, so I might sell some to Liam and then the rest to you that you want, and then I'll buy some multipose stuff as well. Because I think I've got 50 or 60 intercessors. I don't need that many.
That is a lot.
I am doing a company, so I do need that many, but not that many of the single posers when there's these 10-man squads on offer.
Oh, definitely.
Cool. Right, let's have a look through Facebook. I've just switched over to Facebook and we're greeted with Cousin It again.
Always a classic, never gets old.
I wondered where you'd gone. I was going to talk to you about the rule of one, and you just disappeared. You went out the front door. Did you go out the front door to get your glasses?
Yes.
You thought she'd finally left you.
No, I was like, why has she gone outside? There's only the bins outside, and she doesn't put stuff in the bin because I do that. I was thinking, there's no way that there's no reason for her to go outside. So for the rest of the show, I've been thinking, why has she gone outside? What did she need that was outside? But it was the sunglasses. That's dedication. Yeah. That was a commitment to comedy, Rachel. Well done.
I know, right? Don't say I don't care.
Okay, so we've seen Paul Elstonation stuff. Marlborough. Oh, hold on. Nick Davidson, to point out, the easiest conversion for that Grandmaster Dread Knight is a head swap and some bling added to the normal one, yes. Marlborough, it is just stupid that you can convert a Dread Knight but not put Korsaro Khan on a bike. Yeah, I don't understand it. Maybe they'll have more options later on.
Has he actually gone from the Codex?
Yeah, he's only on foot now.
Oh my god! In
Quackers.
the White Scars army, he lost his bike.
Quackers, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Like, they're an army of bikers, but you're going to have to go on foot because we haven't got a model. And yet they're saying you can convert the Dread Knight. It's a bit weird.
Well, especially when for the Kill Team game, they actually brought out a White Scars guy on a bike.
Yes.
They could have just said, oh, this is the Khan model, and just sold it as the Khan model and charged 20 quid for it. Done. There you go, you've now got a model.
What's worse for me, though, is the fact that they're saying on one side you can convert a Grandmaster from a Dread Knight kit and you can use these rules for it. And yet for the other side, they're not allowing you to convert and use the rules for something else.
True.
They should do one or the other. You know, if they should have just released another Dread Knight kit with a different looking stuff on it, or not done it, or allowed it one way or the other. You can use the index for White Scar Korsaro Khan, apparently, though, on the bike. Yeah, that's true. Cool. That's true.
But it does make you think that eventually he's going to disappear because they haven't bothered to put him in the code.
The index are stopgaps, aren't they, really?
Yeah. It's a bit like enjoy your librarians on bike now if you've got them.
Anyone else had problems with Warlord games recently? Placed an order on the 14th of July and not even had a dispatch notification. Unless they just didn't send the dispatch. That's weird. We're going to go down tomorrow, so we'll see if there's any issues, but I doubt there will be.
I'm just to go on a tangent. I'm looking at the Emperor's Children Legion focus, and it's so good. I love their stratagem that just lets you pick one of your infantry or biker units and shoot with them again. That's crazy.
Oh, we've actually got a picture of Red Cuff's cat. Go on, Pink.
No. I was just going to say I'm going to have to dust off my Emperor's Children and paint them up properly.
You've had them for a while, and you constantly worked on them, and then they didn't get used.
No, their 30k rule sucked.
The Red Cuffs and the Mad Howling Cat. And the cat in a bath. Oh, that's a nice conversion. That's from Marty's doing Space Wolf. So he's got the new Librarian Primaris model and sculpted a fur coat on the outside of it. And on the shoulder pads. I love my Librarian. It's my favourite model so far. John Muggy. Oh yeah, so Karanis was talking. We were talking before the show about 3D rendering because I'm looking at trying to learn it. So we'll see if this loads. I know it's not wargaming related, but it is because obviously creating your own miniatures and things. But just having a look at this that Karanis has done. It's just some insane stuff. Definitely able to create renders for miniatures from being able to do this. Isn't there an FAQ about those bikes that are in indexes and not in Space Marine books? Potentially, yeah, I can't remember though. And Nick saying, still a stupid setup that you need the indexes and the codex to do that though. Yeah, it is. I completely agree with you on that. Frost and Fist looks like Khan is having the same problem as Bran. We don't have a move, so you get no model, so you get no stats. Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one, but they have to cover their IP. That's their side behind it, innit? They can't stand us doing conversions for characters, can they? No, they can't. So that's that. Got Moggy's insanely good Custodians. I think he's going to be the Custodian painter. Whenever I think of Custodians, I think Moggy. Got Kablams with his army of Dark Eldar stuff as well. Oh, and
I'm on the Space Marine FAQ now. I can't find any mention of the bikes in terms of stuff missing from the codex, but available in the index sort of thing.
Mike, what are you doing? You've been really quiet.
I was just listening.
I'm going to have a solo show to catch up.
And I mean, normally we can't shut Mike up, can we?
I know, I'm always talking.
Kablams, I miss my 3D modelling days. Can barely even use Blender these days. I literally looked at it today because I was chatting to somebody who said basically I can pick it up, learn it, and can potentially earn some money fairly easily with it. So it's an option to make money in the meantime. So I was looking at it thinking, yeah, that'd be a good skill to learn. But it obviously is very difficult, and I need to watch video after video on how to use it all.
How would you make money off of it?
Creating the renders for companies to make models. So like any sort of miniatures and stuff. You just design them and then they pay you to design the renders.
That would be pretty awesome.
Charlotte Edmonds just added pics of Drago on the community page I did some years ago in Dread Knight armour. Okay.
I saw it. It's gorgeous. The base on it is astounding.
Hold on. Let me load that up and then we'll go through Chronicles. Frankie Lee Bailey. Hack, cut, / must kit bash. What am I doing? What am I doing?
You can look at the Dread Knight conversion. Have a look at the top of the.
Where is? Oh.
Yeah.
Are they snakes? Or tentacles? They look like snakes.
I think they're tentacles. Or like
Oh, they are tentacles.
Bits.
I was thinking he's just like something in there.
Not Indiana Jones.
It's like a tyrannid or something, or some sort of creature getting devoured by.
Demons.
That's a really nice conversion, though. That shield is amazing. Rachel, have you seen it?
Don't you want one?
That's true. Where is
What
that?
missed?
The Grey Knight. Go on community page, or just look on the YouTube channel group on the video that we're on now. And there's a Dread Knight that's been converted with a huge shield. It's got a lovely base as well, but it's really nice.
I'm supposed to make you one.
I didn't say I would make you one.
All right, hold on. Let me have a look.
Oh, Pop Goes the Monkey does that one on the Shapeways page. I think he only does shoulder pad conversions, but they are pretty nice. Have you seen it, Rach?
It now.
Are you looking on the video that we're on, or are you looking on Facebook?
I'm looking on Facebook. When I tried to go on the video, it killed the chat.
Okay, hold on then.
So,
I'm going to go through Chronicles while you look.
What is it? Just on the Wargamer Online community page? Oh,
Yeah.
I found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the giant Dread Knight.
You can't miss it.
That is. No, you can't really, can you? Oh, that is insane.
Just going on to Elston's stuff again, he's got this model in particular stood out to me because it reminds me of the Chronicles of Riddick, the Necromonger. Just awesome. I know it's not the same colours or anything, but just the style of armour and the pose and it just looks amazing. Such a cool conversion. Awesome looking army.
I do love Moggy's paint jobs, to be fair.
We're talking about Charlotte Edmonds. Which one are you looking at?
I'm looking at Moggy's.
Just scrolling down now.
Are you looking at Moggy's now as well, or is that? Have you seen the giant Grey Knight, Dread Knight with the shield?
Oh no, I must have gone straight to Moggy's then.
Go to the giant Grey Knight.
Top of the page.
You know
right to the top of
You know the army you've got, Rachel? Grey Knights with the silver armour and the Dread Knight that you love.
Oh yeah, okay, that is insane.
Just like...
That base is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, now we know she's on the right one.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Big Mac Danscore did his a video on his channel as well. See, it does pop up when you hashtag it. So he's done an update. I think I did watch this. He was saying he was cleaning his airbrush because it had clogged up, so he had to dismantle it all basically and see what was going on with it. But he's back to doing his airbrushing on his Chronicles army. It's space, isn't it? You know, having an airbrush, you just need a bit of space aside. Otherwise, you end up with... You need one of the extractor fans to get rid of all of the...
No, I just put it on the kitchen table.
Yeah, but then you've got paint all settling around the room and things. I can't stand it.
You could aim the paint at the model.
You
could just aim the paint at the model.
Yeah, but it still goes around.
Yeah.
These are quite nice as well. It's from the xlc.co.uk. They sent us the Studio 111 or 111 Kickstarter sample box recently, so we did a video on that. And they also do these MDF pre-printed bases. I wouldn't use them myself, but if you're not too fussed about doing bases and you want a quick army done, then these bases look great. And from the tabletop, they're absolutely awesome. Just pre-printed, already coloured for you.
That's really interesting. They're MDF, you say?
Yeah.
I've not come across that before.
I'm pretty sure they're MDF. Their whole company is based on MDF scenery and terrain and pre-printed stuff. But the quality is quite nice. And they're doing a gaming mat as well.
Also MDF?
Stalker. Not the mat, no. The mat is not MDF. That would be impressive. You can roll out a sheet of MDF. You can try. Frank Storm's Dominus. Nice base, actually. Need some arms. Oh, what's this? Sean with more Raven Guard. Okie dokie. Oh, here it is. It was Dan Laven's. So this is the Gabriel conversion, which has got a nicer head on it and a huge hammer. I don't know where that hammer is from.
Is that the one from the Death Watch? The two-handed one?
Ah, yes. The great hammer thing. Yeah, I quite like that conversion. What's that? Oh, another Redemptor. Wow, he's not messing around. I've got all of my Space Marine Primaris releases in a big pile over there with the bolt action ready to be done. And behind me, I've got 2 Contemptors, 2 Assassins, and a Land Raider to do, and that's Rachel's Custodian army done, and that's 2,000 points. Then I can start my army. That's cool. Right, let me turn that off now. And go through the chat. Karanis, oh, Surreal. Surreal's joined. Welcome, Surreal. What was I saying before that? Yeah, Karanis graduated over a year ago, did 2 years here in Norway and then 2 years in New Zealand. So quite a lot of time spent learning how to render. But it's worth it. You've got nice some good stuff. Red Cuffs is asking about the Auspex. What does it do in... See, I didn't have the book earlier, so let's see what an Auspex actually does now.
It's a stratagem now, isn't it?
Is it?
It lets you basically what used to be Interceptor. So if someone deep strikes within a certain range of you, you can shoot them.
Yes. So that is literally it. Auspex scan. It's 2 command points. Use this stratagem immediately after your opponent sets up a unit that is arriving on the battlefield as reinforcements within 12 inches of one of your infantry units. You can immediately shoot at that enemy unit as if it was the shooting phase, but you must subtract 1 from all resulting hit rolls. So it's a stratagem for it. But it doesn't do anything now in terms of the equipment. You don't need to equip it on a model to use it.
No.
Scott Beale, I have to go catch the rest when I get home. Have a great week. You too, Scott. Thank you for joining us. Surreal, most important for an airbrush is respirator. I was airbrushing all day once, and the next day I was coughing up blue stuff and my nose was running blue. Yeah, I use...
yeah, I did that. It's worrying.
You eat your paint though, don't you?
Not quite. I did taste it a bit.
Ralph Hummel, same as in 7th. Scan surrounding environment, yes. Brain Spider just posted a work in progress of my Redemptor. Yes, we've seen it. It's awesome. Yeah, he's put, never mind. You saw my work in progress. You can get MDF that is grooved, so it does bend. Wouldn't quite suit a gaming mat, though. That's interesting. Surreal. Phil was on the chat earlier. He was on for the first hour of the show, so you can always check back, but he's doing a lot better. He doesn't know whether he's dreaming at the moment or not, because he's on that many drugs. But he's also put 68 people watching. I remember when it was just 6 or 8 people. Switching it to the Tuesday, we've definitely got less people turning up because we were getting up to over 100 most Wednesdays now, but I don't know whether to switch it back to a Wednesday. I'm almost tempted to do the Friday show as a mix between a hobby hangout one week and a chat the other week, because then it leaves the rest of the week for me to film more content for the premium stuff, as well as doing more chats that I can put on premium. But I don't know what to do. We'll see how it keeps going. Humbrel Black Enamel is surprisingly tasty.
I have to try that one.
You shouldn't be discussing what paint to eat next.
Connoisseur, you know.
Okay, so Mike, what are you doing for the rest of the week?
Well, me and you are out all of... Well, I don't. It's not going to say it's going to be all of tomorrow, but we're up at Warlord tomorrow for bolt action. Got a Friday chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine me and you are both still working on our chronicles, as well as you editing and stuff at the same time. Are we planning on recording any battle reports this week, or are we done for this week at the same time?
I'm probably done, because if I'm going to be doing that tournament on Sunday, I need to get the stuff done that I've got at the minute, and I need to get the stuff.
Well, I imagine I'll come with you on Sunday as well then.
Oh, you're going to play as well?
Oh, you're not playing? I didn't realise you were going to be playing in it. I thought you just needed us to record.
Do you want to play?
I don't know if I've got the points to do it or not.
How many points is it?
1,500.
to 1,500. Or if that's what you need to bring.
Yeah, 750 to 1,500 points, yeah.
I'll have to have a look.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, quite a busy week.
Is there any painting requirements on the units for the tournament?
No.
Because actually, that might affect some people.
No, there's no painting requirements. If you're fully painted, I think you earn extra points for the tournament. So if you end up playing and then there's a draw, then it's based on that.
Sure. That's quite a nice way of doing it, actually.
Frost and Fist, any word on the downloadable audio chats? I know plenty of us would pay for that. That's the thing. We may do, rather than doing every Tuesday, we may do every other Tuesday. And then for the other one that we're doing, we can just film audio show and then just upload that to wherever we upload it to, so that you can download it on the website probably, and it's just downloadable if you're on premium. So we'll look into that, or it will just be on iTunes. I think there's a way for us to sort that out. So that's definitely something we're looking at. Surreal saying, what's that on Mike's head?
It's my hat. I used to wear it before. It's only because my hair's getting longer again.
It's Mike's hat. There you go. Surreal saying, so all the puppies and kittens I've been sacrificing is working. Oh, brutal as always. Might have to move up to some larger mammals. Oh, wow. Frank Storm, does anyone play Iron Hands? I was saying this before the Codex hit. Nobody plays Iron Hands anymore. We'll see. Anyway, I think that's it. You're away for the weekend. Pink, Rachel, you're away for the weekend.
Also away for the weekend.
So it's just me and Mike then, basically. And Phil.
That's right, you can have a romantic weekend together.
Yeah.
Bromance.
Cool. Well, we'll see everybody again on Friday. That will be 9 o'clock as usual, so we'll get on with some stuff then. Thank you to everyone who's joined us for the show this evening. Thank you if you have liked the video. If you're watching this back, please give us a like as well. Like I said at the beginning, leave any comments with questions or topics you want us to answer, and we'll write them up and we can do a show based on that. We will look at what we can do for premium chats as always, but thanks to everybody who is on the website and has paid the £3 a month because it helps. To everyone who donates as well, even if it's not on the live shows, everyone who's donated offline and things like that, it's all helping us. So I want to continuously thank you all for that. Have a great Wednesday and Thursday. And thank you everyone who's been on the chat. Pink, Mike and Rachel. I think we'll play a bit of Overwatch and then we'll head to bed, I think.
Sounds good to me. Thank you, guys.
Okie dokie. See you later, everyone.
See you.
Bye.